Hey, during the live show, someone brought this up. So if you're watching this after the fact, this was a segment that was actually influenced by a commenter. And I just heard the first audio, and yeah, let's go ahead and watch this together and see what this is about. So G4 TV has made a return. This is where some of us used to watch X Play and all that stuff, but they made a return. Probably should have stayed dead. They have some goofy looking chick, and she has some things to say, and I have not. This is gonna be a live reaction. I've seen it be shared around by people. So this is only thing I just heard was the first words that she's about to say. Other than that, I have not watched. I've seen it shared around. Never pressed play on it. Never heard the audio. So we're gonna watch it together and see what it is that she had to say. Let's check it out.
Sexism in gaming. In joining G4,
everybody's clapping. Is that Adam Sessler? Oh no. Well, he's been compromised. Anyway, something about sexism in gaming. Guess this is a hot topic, very big issue here because there's a bunch of sexism in gaming. So let's hear. I don't know. Well, I don't know what she goes by she, right? Hopefully, I'm not misgendering her there.
This is not where I thought we were going, but I'm here.
I have no idea.
I'm listening. Yeah.
In joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us. I can see you. Without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous hosts. It's so
Look, man. That's an insecurity, okay? That's an insecurity. I will tell you right there, that's an insecurity. So I guess maybe people in their live chat are saying she's a funny looking woman. Look, man, this is what you deal with in the public sphere. If you didn't know this, I guess now you know. You're gonna deal with people saying things. I mean, hell, I do shows where people talk about my hairy shoulders, right? And I purposely now, because I know it irritates some people, I purposely wear sleeveless shirts. Sleeveless shirts on You Are Here because I know they're gonna be talking shit. Now, you can wear it like me and not be a bitch about it, or you could cry about it. There's the 1-2 options there, I guess, that you have. I think you're taking the fucking ladder there, and that's not the move. I'm gonna hear you out, but that's often not the move. That's not the move.
somehow
Talk to him, Frost.
it has somehow
This fucking cornball next to her, egging her on. She didn't say anything particularly profound, but when you got to understand, guys, when you are in this echo chamber of people and you say stuff like this, they often think this type of stuff is brave, bold, and pushing the envelope or something like that, because they themselves don't ever actually have to leave their bubble and have a discussion with people that are on the opposite side of them. So they're confused and they actually think that they're saying something particularly profound.
been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment. It's not a compliment.
It's weird.
Again, there's probably nobody saying that, and if they are, they're probably purposefully trolling. It's not even anything worth highlighting.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Well, I will say this. You're fucking out of your goddamn mind, and your producers are probably cringing as they watch this. If you don't think that in TV, women from fucking the weather women in certain instances, let's say this, that doesn't mean that they aren't talented. It doesn't mean that they aren't knowledgeable. But if you don't think that they are inserted in those positions with the idea that they are going to be easy on the eye, which is going to keep people and definitely it's fucking G4 TV. You're talking about something that is going to be watched by predominantly a male audience. That's a fact. Because of that, if you don't think that with the people that you just mentioned, Munn and Webb, that they were not put in their positions with the idea that they were easy on the eyes, you're fucking retarded. They say sex sells, and this is something that people deal with, including folks that are in these positions that are men as well. It's not to say that you won't be instilled if you aren't as attractive as let's say some of these other people, but to act like that's not something that they're doing knowingly is being disingenuous, is being dishonest, and nobody that works in TV would ever admit that like what you're saying there's some sort of truth behind it. Of course they will put there, and it's a plus if they're knowledgeable on the topics that they talk about. But if you take a person that is easy on the eyes and also knowledgeable on something, and someone that is butt fucking ugly and knowledgeable on something, almost always the former is going to get that position in positions on TV. This is just what we're dealing with, and that's not anything that's exclusive to women as well. It's just a reality. It's not anything new, and it's going to be like this to the end of time.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just
No,
obvious.
she's not. She's not cooking anybody, you fucking retard. She's not saying anything particularly profound. She's just, there are people in the comments that are saying that I'm not as attractive or might not, or that I'm not as easy on the eyes as some of previous hosts, and she's fucking butthurt about it. That's it. That's the only thing happening here. There's nothing profound that she's saying. She's not cooking anybody. It's not. At least, again, we're a minute into this, and apparently there's 3 minutes and 43 minutes. But let's just keep watching.
Sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Just go ahead and check out Thorne's latest meltdown on Twitter for some spark notes. Now, here at XPlay, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden. So we divide and conquer. And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. And that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But it'll always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us. That's why we're XPlay and not Adam Play. We have done the experiment and controlled for the variables. Adam will read.
Why is Adam not there? Why is he coming through the TV? And he like the main guys? Or is it the Covays? I don't know.
Script written by the same writer that I will read the other half of the script for, but I'll be the one flamed. And yeah, it also happens to Gerard.
Oh, I guess she's saying that, I don't know if it's because she's a woman or something, they're particularly going to fire her ass up or something.
TBH. But that doesn't discount the sexism of how it happens to me when it does. Both things can be true, that there is a general hatred of any change that isn't Adam, and that I'll receive special flame just for being a woman. And I wish I could turn the camera around so that you could see the incredible team that make XPlay. Half of our producers and writers are women. Emily, Abby, Megan, Joe, Jake, Zipper, Gabby. It goes on and on and on. Former writers that are now on ATOS like Vanessa. When you're in our DMs or on those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current XPlay experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with he's part of it. You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day.
That's
and
a projection.
Keeping the gaming space.
So maybe
that's
a projection.
For 2022, we'd be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
That's the old if you don't like and it's funny, she has a similar haircut, right? Little Kelly sued the conic way. If you don't like my what she say, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my books.
Hey, I got it.
All right, like I said, I'm guessing that's just the producers.
I don't need to go.
I want to see what else they said.
Did I just say I feel bad for you?
I don't need to go. I don't need to. Frost.
I feel bad for you.
I don't need to go. Don't. We're good. I'm good. I'm good.
And this is the interesting thing about stuff like, I guess, teams and panels like this, because, again, they live in a bubble. They live in a bubble where there's nobody there to, like, field anything to the contrary and actually bring the context, for example, of what it is that I just discussed into this equation and actually point out how what you're dealing with is not particularly unique, nonetheless, and you're more than likely hyper-emphasizing something that some troll particularly said, and it's not even representative of a population worth even acknowledging. But hey, you get to dunk on some phantom concept, and it's easy to do that. And your colleagues, which is who you do all fucking content for anyway, your colleagues will snap, yeah, slay queen, get them. But you're not really saying anything profound, and this is media. This is nerd culture. This is that they seeped in, and rather they're in now, and this is how they this looks like G4 TV is in terms of no better than, I guess, the IGNs, the Kotakus. It's the same old shit. And there's only going to be one general acceptable position. And because these guys are so unfamiliar with actually fielding, I think that's the more important thing. It's one thing to sit up here and, I don't know, acknowledge an idea that a troll might say something. And you think because of some sort of insecurity, you think it's because you're a woman and you're not as attractive and people objectify people for various just reasons. It's just the reality of it. That's not even a justification. I'm just giving you an actual fact. But certain people, I guess, deal with these sorts of things in these different spaces differently, right? I'm not oblivious to the fact that some people, there's a person or two that may feel some kind of way about me doing what it is that I'm doing because I'm black. The difference is I just don't give a fuck. I have enough know-how to kind of just make fun of them. That's an easier thing for me to do, but I will never let them control me to the point to where I feel like I gotta acknowledge them like she did. You know what I mean? Because it's not even, definitely with all the supporters that I have, it's not anything worth kind of acknowledging right there, because that's going to be a very minuscule portion of the audience. I just don't give a shit. For one, I don't believe that rant was actually some honest rant or something like that either. Definitely, as you were just talking about, hey, we all read from these different scripts. I feel like some of that portion was scripted as well. But to whatever the heifer's name was, and to anybody else, I guess, that's in that room, I would really encourage you guys to get out there and actually have a discussion. Maybe even have people that are part of your panel. I'm not talking about from the actual, it may make it more interesting, by the way, but I'm not talking about trolls. I'm talking about people that can actually field it and maybe think just slightly different from where you're at from a social standpoint, because it comes off as cheesy, corny, and completely like, because all we're going to do is laugh at you because you thought that monologue there that you gave was something that was particularly profound, and it wasn't. It was like, oh shit, it's just some chick kind of hot, mad that there's a couple of people hot-siding because she doesn't present herself to look as good as previous hosts, ex-play hosts or something. But you know, and these fucking clapping ass seals are gonna, of course, think that you said something profound, but you didn't say shit. You spent 3 minutes not saying shit other than, okay, I'm insecure about how I look, and I don't like that you acknowledge that I look different. And even if it's like one or two of you guys, fucking weird. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.